And now, here to entertain you all, because every day he's hustling. Side Hustle Cinema.
Welcome back to the channel. Side Hustle Cinema here. Thanks for clicking on this video. And it's the beginning of the week again. You know what time it is? It is time for another physical media report. And I'm really looking forward to this one. This is a big week. This whole month is looking crazy good. And last week was May 1st, and it wasn't too much coming out. But like I said, it was the calm before the storm. And for the next 4 weeks, it's like nothing but great stuff coming out. A lot of good stuff. So yeah, it's going to be fun talking about this one. Also, horror movie news this week. A lot of, I think, big announcements were made. So there's going to be a lot of cool stuff to talk about there. And and then of course, we'll go through my bangers of the week. And we'll talk about everything that comes out on another edition of See You Next Tuesday. Yeah, there is a ton of stuff coming out this week. People are probably gonna have to make some choices here. It would be hard to pick up all the mainstream stuff, all the boutique labels, everything that's coming out. It would be pretty tough on the wallet to pick up everything. I know I'm picking up quite a bit, and there's a few I'm on the fence about, just because, well, the price is stacking up, So it'll be interesting. We'll go through it all, and you guys can leave comments. Let me know what you're picking up and stuff. Because this month, it's may have to make some choices. As far as announcements or plugs or anything like that, I do plan on doing a live stream sometime this week. I haven't nailed down a time slot yet, but I want to do a live stream that I'm going to go over what my plans are for an upcoming convention that I'm going to this coming weekend, the weekend of the 13th. I'm going to be in Ocala, Florida at Spookala. It's a brand new horror convention. A lot of great guests are going to be there. It's probably going to be a small horror convention. As far as attendance, which I think is awesome. Especially for the level of guests that they have attending. Just because Ocala is not a big city, and it's kind of a new convention. I think this is its first year. So I'm going to do a little video sort of getting prepared. I'm going to let you guys know who all's coming, who all I plan on getting autographs from, what my plans are going to be for getting those autographs, and getting some video footage. May have to break out the old undercover glasses again. And I'm going to kind of go over and maybe get your guys' opinion on what I should get signed, like a poster, a NECA figure, maybe a Blu-ray. So be on the lookout for that. So hit that bell notification so you'll know when I go live. And it should be a fun stream. Alright, well, that's enough with the plugs and the mentions. So let's jump into it this week. We got a lot to talk about. So let's talk about some horror movie news. Well, this week we have quite a bit of horror movie news to talk about. I guess we'll start off with probably the biggest reaction from the fans that I've seen in a while. And that was that some news leaked out that Vinegar Syndrome is going to be putting out Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 in 4K. And that's going to be coming out from Vinegar Syndrome. No date as of yet, but sometime this year. Probably, I imagine probably closer to Halloween, sounds like. But that's pretty awesome news. And I guess it's supposed to be like the the gore edition, or like I guess it'll probably have that cut of the movie that had a little more gore to it. To be honest, I'm not real familiar with that, but that sounds pretty cool. I mean, that sounds great. Can't wait to see what the official artwork's going to look like on that one, get all the full details. It's been a while since I've watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and I don't have it in the collection, so this is going to be pretty good for me. I really look forward to it. It's a goofy movie, it's definitely nothing like the first one. So another piece of news that I think is really awesome, but kind of surprising, is that Event Horizon is going to be getting a 4K, but not from Scream Factory. It's actually going to be getting a 4K through Paramount. That's kind of interesting, I think. We just got that Scream Factory, what was it, last year, right? Or year before? I mean, it's fairly new, and it was a really great addition, and now we're going to be getting a 4K. But this is definitely a movie that I think would look fantastic in 4K. I mean, it's got all the stuff that you look for, for a 4K movie. Also, being from Paramount, we might be getting some really upgraded audio, as well as like the Dolby Vision. This could be really awesome. So we know that on May 24th, X is coming to Blu-ray, and we just got an announcement this week that Cape Light Pictures is going to be doing a media book for X, and it's going to be in 4K. That is a German company that puts out a whole lot of 4K titles that we do not have here in the States. Movies like, let's see, I have a bunch actually. They did the Gretel and Hansel, Silent Night, The Running Man, Ice Road they did with Liam Neeson. What else did they do? I'm looking at my collection, like trying to read it from here. Yeah, so they've done a lot, and they've all been really good transfers. They usually include upgraded audio, and media books are so freaking cool. I mean, I love them. I love the way they do them over there. I mean, they're so awesome. And so I'm totally excited for this, because I really enjoyed the movie, and I would love to have it in 4K. So now it's like, what do? Do you cancel this order, or do you just double dip? The price has really come down on the Blu-ray. It's only $20. So it might be a double dip situation, because I don't have a timeline for when their 4K is coming out. But I don't think it'll be that long. I think it'll, if it's not at the end of this month when this Blu-ray comes out, I think it'll be probably like a couple weeks later. So just at the beginning of June, I think. That's my best guess. I know that market pretty well. And speaking of overseas releases, last week, I talked about Arrow putting out Tenebrae on 4K, and it being just a UK release, so we would have to import it if we wanted it here in the States. Well, that's true still, at least from Arrow. But your boys over at Synapse are taking care of us, and they are going to be giving us a really awesome 4K set of Tenebrae, and it's going to be available here in the US. So you can go and pre-order that right now. It's expensive, like most Synapse sets are. It's like $65. But if you like that movie, and I've told you last week, I'm not a big Giallo fan, so I don't know if it's still probably not for me. But I'm glad that we have that option here in the US. So if anyone is a fan, because I'll tell you, Synapse, they do a way better job than Arrow on their transfers and stuff. So they put a ton of work into it, and I think Synapse is going to end up being the better pick here over Arrow. Both sets look good though. I mean, Arrow does do good packaging, but this Synapse package looks amazing as well. So I'm just glad that people have that option to pick it up here. Hey, go crazy and get them both. It's whatever you want to do, man. Also announced this week, we are going to be getting from Universal, they're going to be giving us Studio 666 on Blu-ray. This one is going to be coming out on May 24th. It was a solid movie. You know, it's a fun. It's comedy horror. It's a little campy. It feels a little sad now that Taylor Hawkins passed away. But I love the Foo Fighters. It was a cool movie. I'm going to pick it up. Yeah, but it's just it's a little sad to think about it now, because Taylor had some funny moments in the movie, and I just had listened to an interview with Dave Grohl and Taylor Hawkins on the Howard Stern show, literally like a week before he died, and they were talking about the movie and how it was to make it and stuff. So I'll probably always think of Taylor when I think about that movie. But love the Foo Fighters, love horror movies, so definitely going to be picking that one up. We also got an announcement that the Film Detective is going to be putting out The Bat on Blu-ray, and this one's not even coming out until September 27th. We're starting to get September announcements. This year's going by way too fast. I just wanted to mention this one. I thought the cover looked really cool. It's a special edition. When it flies, someone dies. I think that's a cool tagline. It's a 1957 movie with Vincent Price. That sounds pretty interesting. So, yeah, maybe I might pick that one up. Maybe I definitely want to get into some more, older titles. Some Vincent Price would be really cool. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that one. And on July 26th, Kino Lorber is going to be bringing a new 2K restoration to Tobe Hooper's I'm Dangerous Tonight on Blu-ray. This is a movie that I was probably just going to pass by until you kind of look at the director, you look at the cast. It's directed by Tobe Hooper. You got Anthony Perkins, Dee Wallace, Arlie Ermey. I mean, this is a fantastic cast. It made me go seek out the trailer, and it's interesting. It's about a red dress that's like possessed, and whoever wears it sort of starts doing some evil stuff. That's what it sounds like anyway. And so and Anthony Perkins plays like a detective, and I don't know, sounds like a kind of a cool movie. I mean, the chat section seemed to say that it's pretty good. I've never watched it. Let me know in the comments if you have checked this one out. I was surprised to see this movie came out in 1990. Looking at the trailer, it looked like a movie from the 80s, to be honest with you. But it is a new 2K restoration, and it's even got like a new audio commentary on there. So it could be worth checking out. And finally, in horror movie news, I wanted to mention a movie coming out on Blu-ray on June 21st. And it's coming to us from Magnolia Home Entertainment. And that's You Are Not My Mother on Blu-ray. And it looked pretty good. It's certified fresh. But I gotta say, watching the trailer on this one, it does sound kind of interesting. It's basically a body snatchers type movie. The mom goes missing for a couple days. The family, has no idea where she is. And then all of a sudden she just turns up. And they're glad to have her back. But then they notice that something's off about her. She's acting strange. The grandma seems to figure it out real quick. And, the mom has plans on maybe taking the daughter and getting her body swapped as well. So who knows how it all plays out. I guess we gotta watch the movie to find out. But it did kind of look interesting. So, I don't know if it's one I'll buy or one I'll rent, but it's definitely one I want to watch. Well, that's it for the horror movie news. So what else is coming out? Let's talk about the other stuff. There really wasn't a ton of other things that really kind of caught my eye. You could mention everything that's coming out, but, I like to talk about things, not just announce things. And I don't want the video to go a million hours long, so there was just a few things that I thought people would want to hear about, or, that you find interesting. Morbius got an official date, June 14th. That's, of course, coming to us from Sony. Not well received. I didn't even see it in theaters, and I have a free movie pass, so, I don't know. I guess I was kind of swayed by so many people's negative opinions of it. I'll probably check it out when it comes out. Yeah, but my expectations are pretty low. The bar's low. Another 4K Kino Lorber announcement. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. This is a Jim Carrey movie. This is coming out on July 26th. And speaking of 4K news from Kino Lorber, we do have a bit of a rumor that they're going to be putting out Ronin in 4K from Kino Lorber. No official date on this one yet. It's just in the rumor stages, but sounds like it, would probably be true. And finally, one more thing I wanted to talk about, and might as well make it another Kino Lorber movie. It's all Kino all the time. It's Kino's world. We're just living in it. And that is The Killing, coming out on 4K. This one's coming out on July 26th. This is a Stanley Kubrick movie. He actually co-wrote this movie and directed it. So pretty interesting. It's an older movie. It's 1956, and it's about a heist at a racetrack. And that alone has me kind of interested. I feel like my wallet was heisted yesterday at the racetrack watching the Kentucky Derby. I love to bet on anything, so of course I had money on the Kentucky Derby, and the 80-1 long shot wins, and I had none of that. So I feel like I was involved in a heist at the racetrack. I wasn't at the Kentucky Derby. I live in Florida, but you can go to any track and bet on the Kentucky Derby. You don't have to be in Kentucky. Every track across America has parties and really cool stuff going on for the Derby. So, it was a good time, but I lost. And now let's talk about everything that's coming out tomorrow on another edition, a jam-packed edition of See You Next Tuesday. Alright, this is a amazing week. So many good things coming out. So let me jump right into my bangers this week. I picked 4. And none of these bangers are the big titles of the week. My bangers are the ones that I'm most excited for, the ones that I want to watch the most. And so if I could only buy 4, which ones would they be? Well, it would be these 4. And so let's jump into it. what's this week's bangers? Well, the first banger on my list is one I already have because it came early, and that is Cursed, and that's from Scream Factory. This is the Christina Ricci werewolf movie. Of course, looks phenomenal. Scream Factory always does a great job. Loved getting into this one. Just kind of skimmed around on it a little bit. Checked out a few of the special features, and this is a good one, guys. Need to pick this one up. The second one on my list is The Cursed. It's only $12.99. I have it pre-ordered, and I've been, kind of touting this movie since I saw it in theaters. It's really good. It's a different kind of werewolf movie. It's also a werewolf movie, just like Cursed, but it's nothing like Cursed. This one's a little more serious approach, a little less campy, but it's a phenomenal movie. The atmosphere, the look of the movie, the director was grounded in cinematography. It looks and feels amazing. Like, you're really gonna kind of dig this one. It is a little bit of a period movie. It takes place back in the day, and so that turns a lot of people off, or they see that and they think, oh, this is going to be just a super slow burn. It's not like as fast paced as some movies, but I would not call it necessarily a slow burn. There's plenty of things going on. I didn't feel like it was slow at all. I mean, for me, it passed by, so quickly. So I'm really recommending this one to everyone, and it's only $12.99. So it's worth a blind buy. It's definitely worth checking out. Even if you just think it's a one-time watch and you thought it was a little slow or something, you're still going to be probably blown away by the cinematography of the movie, the atmosphere, the look of it. I think you're going to enjoy it, though. I really do. Another one, probably the one that I'm most excited for, because I haven't seen this one, and that's The Dark Knight of the Scarecrow Part 2. And I have Part 1, and it is a really fun movie. The original one, it was made for TV, and then it sort of became a cult classic. It's about the first one was about a group of guys that end up murdering, this mentally challenged guy who they, sort of claimed that he was messing around with this young girl, and he was just, being friendly with her. There was no problem. He actually saved this girl from a dog attack, and they tried to say that he attacked the little girl, and so they end up killing him, and he comes back. He tried to hide in a scarecrow suit from this mob, and they find him, and so he ends up coming back and sort of takes care of this mob, gets his revenge. So we have a sequel coming to that one, and it looks kind of cool, sounds kind of interesting, but you never know. But it's not that expensive, so I'm going to give this one a shot. Really looking forward to it. This is going to be a day one watch. Whenever I get it in, it's going right into the player. So the fourth one on my list is one of my favorite movies, and that is The Ghost in the Darkness. Of course, Scream Factory putting this one out. It's an animal attacks movie. Love those. And it's Val Kilmer, Michael Douglas. It's just a great movie. I mean, the suspense is there. I think it's kind of scary in some ways. I mean, to imagine sleeping outside and a giant lion comes and snatches you out of your tent. To me, that's terrifying. So, yeah, and it's just a really well done movie. Really liked it. It's supposed to be loosely based on a true story. Well, that's it for the bangers this week. I mean, honestly, there's so many more. I wish I was only picking up 4 things, but there's so many more things I want this week. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's just go ahead and talk about everything else that's coming out. It's a lot of cool stuff. Right at the top, from Sony Pictures, we got Uncharted. I haven't seen it. It sounds pretty good. I've heard decent things about it. I kind of feel like I know what I'm going to get from this movie. So I'm going to wait on this one for a little bit of a price drop. The Steelbook's going for insane money because it comes with this little necklace. It's really drove the price up on that. The slipcover looks good. The Blu-ray looks good. I mean, all the cover art's different. So no matter which one you pick up, I'm sure you're going to be pleased. But for me, I drew the line on this one. I'm going to wait for a little bit of a price drop. And next from Warner Brothers, we have Dog coming out on Blu-ray. This one did really well at the box office too, like better than expected. I've heard good things about it. I might pick it up later on when it goes on sale. I don't think I'm going to pick it up right now though. And then we have another big one, the Alfred Hitchcock Collection. You can get this one in the Volume 2 pack, where it's all the movies are included in there. You're going to save quite a bit of money if you do it that way. There was only 4 movies in that first pack. Of course, those were all really popular movies. And now you're getting 5 movies, and most people haven't even watched these, or maybe they've watched like 1. It's a lot of stuff I have never heard of, but because it's Alfred Hitchcock, I'm curious to give them a try. But you have The Saboteur, Shadow of a Doubt, The Trouble with Harry, Family Plot, and Marnie. And every time I look at Marnie, I always think it says Marine. Yeah, my brain just scrambles that word big time. Every time I look at it, it's like, oh, the Marine. Nope, it's still Marnie. But, yeah, and these are all coming out individual with slip covers. So you can either get the pack or you can get them in slip covers. Now, the first ones came out with these cool steel books. And, it would have been nice to have gotten, the steel books for these 5. That would have been really cool. Because then you would have had like 9, Alfred Hitchcock steel books in your collection. How awesome would that be? It would be very disappointing that if in just a couple months down the road they release these on steel. That would suck, because then that'd piss a lot of people off. I mean, these might be good movies, but they're not double dipper movies. Come on. And speaking of movies with individual slip covers, Universal Studios is putting out all the Jurassic Park movies on 4K with their individual slip covers. I'm just going to stick with the I have the 5-pack. Actually, I have the 4-pack, and then I have Fallen Kingdom separate. I want to stick with that pack, because these slip covers, I mean, they're so basic. You have Jurassic Park, You have all these big giant dinosaurs, all this scenery, all these characters, everything that, all this fan art, all this really cool artwork that you could have done, and the best you could come up with is the logo with a textured backdrop. Really? These slipcovers are so boring. I mean, I think they're ridiculous. So there's no incentive whatsoever for me to pick these up. So yeah, this is an easy pass, especially with all the good stuff coming out. This is by far a very easy pass. Kino Lorber is going to be putting out Treasure of the Four Crowns on 3D Blu-ray. Warner Brothers is going to be putting out a Blu-ray of WrestleMania 38. They don't do a whole lot of Blu-rays for the wrestling shows. You know, it's usually on DVD. But it's cool to see that they still do WrestleMania in Blu-ray. IFC Films is putting out the beta test on Blu-ray. Of course, Paramount Pictures is putting out Friday the 13th Part 3 Blu-ray Steelbook edition. And, of course, yes, I'm going to be picking that up. I thought about putting it on the bangers list. But, you know, I think everyone's picking this one up. They made those so cheap and, you know, easy to afford and pick up. I just wish they'd crank them out a little bit faster. Criterion is putting out Mr. Klein on Blu-ray. RLJE is putting out Clean on Blu-ray. Lightyear is putting out Aha, the movie. Kino Lorber is putting out the Mikolos Jansko collection. That's a tough name. Looks like a bunch of cowboy pictures. We got the Roundup, the Red and the White, the Confrontation, Winter Wind, Red Palms, and Electra, My Love. Those are all the 6 movies that are in this collection. Scorpion Releasing is putting out The Mechanic on Blu-ray. Warner Brothers is putting out the Carrie treatment on Blu-ray. Kino Lorber is putting out Son of Samson on Blu-ray. It's a pretty cool looking slipcover on that one. And next we got another Shout Select movie coming out, you know, Shout Factory. And that is Two for the Money on Blu-ray. This is another one that, you know, could have been one of my bangers. I really love this movie. Of course, I've already mentioned gambling in this program, but this one's about sports gambling, and Al Pacino runs a tout service, and Matthew McConaughey is a, you know, ex-athlete who I guess has a gift for picking winners, and so he starts to work for Al Pacino, and you know, things get good and then things fall apart, you know, just the way things go. It's got a great cast in there. Rene Russo's in there, Jeremy Piven's in there. It's a fun movie. I really enjoyed it, and it's not really a sports movie, so if you don't like sports, it's still fun. You know, it's still a good movie to watch. Cohen Media Group is putting out Year of the Jellyfish. So Full Moon Features is putting out Cinderella on Blu-ray. This is not a kid-friendly Cinderella whatsoever. I had to kind of see, you know, I saw Full Moon Features, I see Cinderella. I looked into it, and it's, yeah, it's crazy. It's, you know, Cinderella, instead of going to the ball, is at a blindfolded sex orgy. And yeah, but she's given special powers by her fairy godmother. And I like in the description for fairy godmother they wrote i.e. gay. Can they even say that these days? I don't know. But yeah, this seems crazy. I don't know. Let me know if you pick up Cinderella. Let me know how crazy that movie is. Paramount Pictures is putting out Nancy Drew Season 3 on Blu-ray. Troma is putting out Mutant Blast on Blu-ray. AMC Studios is putting out Ken Season 1 on Blu-ray. Ronin Flicks is putting out The Killer Elite on Blu-ray. It says it's a special edition. RLJE is putting out Behind the Monsters Season 1 on Blu-ray. Kino Lorber's putting out Mamba on Blu-ray. Code Red is putting out Sunnyside on Blu-ray. Rising Sun Media is putting out Sinister Tempest on Blu-ray. Screen Team Releasing is putting out Exposure on Blu-ray. And finally, the last thing coming out this week is from PBS, and that's Sandition Season 2 on Blu-ray. And that is going to do it for everything coming out this week. So many things coming out. Let me know in the comment section below, what are you guys picking up? What is your strategy for the rest of this month? Are you just going to wait for some sales? You know, at the end of the month, we got the Vinegar Syndrome sale going on as well, so you have to save a little money for that. A lot of stuff coming out. Big month, big week. And that's going to do it for today's video. If you liked it, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you are unsubscribed to the channel, I invite you to do so. And as always, stay safe, have fun, keep watching those movies, and I'll see you next Tuesday.